Pool Shark's First Time. First Timers 22. Virgin Erotica. Written by Kimmy Welsh. Narrated by Kline. Pool Shark's First Time. First Timers 22.
Now you want to aim to jaw it,
Mr. Franklin said. Jaw it?
You want it to rattle in the jaws of the pocket, but miss,
he said.
Here.
He held his hand out for the cue, and I gave it to him. He'd been giving me these weekly lessons since I was 18, and we were over a year in now. I was schooled in the art of pool hustling. He bent over the table, and I watched as his shirt rose and the small of his back became visible beneath.
Look,
he said, and I had to remember that I was supposed to be watching his cueing action, rather than his toned ass. I'd been a slave to my hormones since turning 19. I was now desperate to know what the touch of a man felt like, but most of my weekends were spent here, at a private room in the back of our local pool hall, learning from Mr. Franklin. He struck the cue ball true, and it connected with a stripe, hurtling towards the pocket and bouncing between the jaws before being rejected.
Like that,
he said, standing up proudly. Looks hard, I said, taking the cue from him and biting the inside of my lip.
You can do it,
he urged.
You come this far.
He moved around the table and reset the balls.
Go ahead.
I set the cue on the cloth and aimed down it, like I had countless times before. For years I'd learned to sink them all down, but now I was being taught to miss convincingly.
They'll never buy it in the pool halls if you can't pull this off,
he said, adding one last spoonful of pressure before I made my shot. I took a breath and sent the cue through my finger arch, striking the ball and sending it straight into the corner. It hit the pocket and disappeared from view. I huffed, deflated. It was odd to be so bummed out at sinking a ball.
Don't worry,
he said.
This isn't easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Mr. Franklin had worked the pool halls up and down the country in his teens, but since meeting his wife, he'd vowed to put all of that behind him. He'd often wind up getting into a lot of scrapes, but he said that wouldn't happen for me.
You've got a gift,
he'd say.
The gift of gender.
The pool halls were filled almost exclusively with guys, so any woman would immediately have an advantage.
They're not going to refuse a beautiful lady like yourself,
he would say. But so far, that's
Sample complete. Ready to continue?